Welcome to my demonstration video for this group project. This is the program that I chose was Bubble.us. This is a great way to, like it says, brainstorm. It's good for brainstorming made simple, good for electronic brainstorming. It also is a good way to create little graphic organizers or concept maps for social studies, which is my subject. You would go up here to this web address, bubble.us, to get there, to get to this site. You can view examples, read success stories, so on and so forth. But here's one I want to point out from here before we get signed in is the fact that it does have an app store app for Apple. I have yet to find it for smartphone yet, but it does have an Apple store app. So you can, if your school has app capable programs, you can download this onto your phone. Your students could download it if they have an iPhone or tablet of some sort or iPad. Basically, it's allows for multiple devices, and even if they don't have, since they don't have an app for like Samsung devices or tablets, you can still. I did try this. You can access it from your phone as well. So let's get signed in. If you do not have an account, there's multiple ways to sign up. You can just sign up manually, enter a email of your choice, or you can come over here and sign in with either your Facebook account or Google account. I have a Google account, so I'm going to sign in through my Google account. Here at the top, this is your home screen, blank screen. It shows your recent work here. You can either start brainstorming or import a mind map you have created. You can upgrade, contact. It does give you a help. You click help, it opens up another page, gives you ways to add links, format text, stuff like that. We'll click format text. Basically, if you want to bold headlines or anything, you'll have to basically do it this way. So you would have to type it in this way if you want. I find that is just way too much trouble. So basically how you can work on this offline, manage account, teams. You can create teams, but it does cost you money, just so you know, for your school. Account, your account information, so on and so forth. Let's go to upgrade. Well, first, let's do this. Over here is your control panel. Your mind maps, you can refresh, collapse the panel, like so. Your contacts, you can add a contact. I'll add mine. Okay, it won't let me. I'll do this. There we go. I thought I had one created for my school. I'm going to add contact. This will help me demonstrate something for later. So contacts, you can add contacts, create groups, so that you can share the map electronically without having to print it off. Okay, so I'm going to collapse that. If you see right here, it says 1 to 3 maps. The free version only gives you 3 concept maps. I've created one already for another class. Here you can see it says 1 to 3. You hit So if you hit upgrade up here, it does give you a list of their upgrades. You can either pay monthly, $6, where it gives you unlimited mind maps. You can read, attach images and files, so on and so forth. You can have it deducted yearly, $59 a year. If I'm going to upgrade, I'm probably going to do it a month. That way I can just cancel it any time without having to feel obligated to keep it up for a year. And then if you want to do a team, it does cost you, well, we'll click it so you can see, yes, we're for school. How many users are on a team? Up to 50 users, $3 a user for a month. More than 50, $1 a month. But since you're probably going to do this with your students, I wouldn't worry about that too much. So click out of that. Alright, so let's get started by creating a concept map. Close that out. So to start your brainstorming, you could either click here, start brainstorming, or you can click up here where it says mind map. Alright, so we'll click up here where it says mind map, and this is what you will get. Okay, so you can zoom, let's say fit, okay, or to fit view, or you could just go back to where I was, which was, I think, 100. Nope. There we go. Back to 100. Alright, so basically this is what you will see. To get started, you can either click the little buttons here where it says new bubble, new child bubble. Alright, your basically control panel up here, you have more options when you hover over the bubble. You can, if you hit the little T up here, it'll change your text color. If you click the square itself or hover over the box in the control panel over the bubble, it will change the color. You can change the size of your text in the bubble. Connect, click and drag to draw a directional line. I just make it easier and just click the button that says child bubble. Alright, you can attach files, mainly pictures. This would be good for your ELL students. Alright, so let's do this. We'll do a partial concept map, and then I'll show you a final project that I created. So we'll do the roots of the Cold War. Alright, we'll do that. I don't like the size. It's too small to be a big concept, so we'll do it this way. Roots. Excuse me while there we go. Alright, so we got the big concept bubble here. Alright, so we want to create a child bubble. We'll create about a couple of these. Okay, 1, 2. You can drag and move these later. 3. Alright, so we created 3 concept bubbles connecting to the big well, hang on. There we go. We're going to make the early Cold War. There we go. You want it centered. You got to do it yourself. You got to space over. There we go. Alright, so we'll have Cold War. Gotta move the bubble. Alright. If you click on the bubble like I've shown you, uh, it'll let you type. Again, I'm spacing over to make it more center. I like things that are center, or I'm doing the best I can with that. That is a disadvantage. It doesn't allow you to format very well the bubbles. And then yeah, in my class currently we are doing the Cold War, so I've done a couple of these already. I think I increased this too much. So, nope, nope, I did. It just looked bigger. Alright, so we got 3 bubbles. That's how you do a different bubble. So go back, so depending on where you want to start creating your concept map, or where you want your students to create your concept map, you can, once again, new child bubble, click that. Oop, click new child, come on. There we go. Like you can, only downside to this, and it's another disadvantage of this program, is the fact that you do not get to create your own little bubbles. It doesn't change the shape of the bubbles, so you got to change the color. So if your school doesn't have colored printers, that's going to be kind of a downside to this program. Alright, so I usually just change, we'll do light blue, and then do iron curtain. I need another child. Again, it goes back to when you click new child bubble, it'll give you a new bubble that is close to the color that you want. Well, if you have these little lines here that connect it, you don't need a new color. So, or I don't think you do. You may think you do. Let's do orange. Okay, so that if you do print this in color, your students will be able to see it. I'm gonna do some playing here real quick. Like I said, you can see that you can, as you're formatting your lines, or as you're formatting your bubbles, you can change them. Let's click another child bubble again. It gives us the green one. All you had to do is hover over the bubble, click the little square here, change the color. Click the box to type in. And as you can see, because what I typed has run into the other bubble, format the bubble, move it around. So basically you can create different shapes, basically you could create different webs with this program, different connections. Okay, again, gave me green, hover over, click blue, click to type inside. Again, we do this. Again, it gives me green. I don't want to have something that's the same color to distinguish the difference. Alright, this one again has this concept concept of world of U.S. history here has another concept. So we will click. It gave me close to blue again. So I am going to change the color. Hover over, click orange. There we go. Alright, now this again has another concept. It gave me yellow when I clicked the child bubble. I don't want yellow because that would signify, oh, it's a main topic. I don't want my students to know that that's a main topic, so I will change the color. Again, it gives you multi colors here, but I wouldn't pick your red. I've printed that off before, and it's hard. You can't really see it unless you change the color. If you're trying to do something quick, I'd pick a color like this color. Alright, we'll have... Eventually you'll run out of colors. So if you have something that's like branches out into multiple, you would then probably have to change the color of the text. So, like I said, you click to get your child bubble, you click that. You hit the square. As you can see, it saves your recent colors up here. You click, oop, but it could wind up changing your main one. So we want to go back to orange. Yes. Alright, so I would just err on the side of caution and do it that way. Alright, and so like you see here, you can do multiple things with it. You can move it around. I can move it as far as I need to away. So I'm going to branch these out. You can make it as big as you want, as small as you want. And then once you're done, you can do two things. You can share it. Alright, you can embed your bubble. The URL link to where it can you can email it to people, or you can do one other thing. You can go over here, share. I'm going to do the new. So you can click the map you want to share. Alright, you can have them to where they can edit it. And basically when you're doing sharing permissions, it has to be somebody who is part of the Bubble US part of the Bubble US site. So since I already had another one for my school, I'm using that as an example. You can either say no access, current, or you can do read only. I'm going to just do read only. That's the access that I'm going to do. Apply permission and close. So basically the next time I log in to Bubble US from my school email, it will it should have the map here. So let's do a test if I can remember my login for that. So Unfortunately, it's not letting me sign in, so we'll just go back here. Sign in to my school email address. So let's go back. If you want to open the one that you were working on, you can double click like I did. So I'm going to double click on that one, and then you can just go back and forth between it. So this is one I did as a finished product. I go back to the new if you want to rename it, you go over, you click on it on the control panel, you say here, I'm going to say early Cold War concepts, so I know what it is. Hit enter and it saves it as your final product. You can save the mind map here. It does autosave every 2 minutes, so you don't have to worry about losing your product. Or the last thing you can do is you can export it. Export mind map. You can either do it as a web page only, a backup, or an image. This way you can save it to your hard drive, print it off, post it in your classroom if you want, or have your students, if your students don't have a login, which they all should, and you should too if you're going to do this, you could share it that way, or hopefully you'll remember your password like I didn't for my other one, and then you just hit, but this would probably be easier to where all you had to do is hit save, and they can email it to you or put it on a flash drive or something and give it to you. So you hit export, and then it'll pop up here at the bottom like it does here, and there you go. There's the concept map in this format. Like I said, it's spread out pretty wide. For this, if you want to print it off this way, this is the problem that I remember running into. It cuts it off if you do it this way. If you print it from the actual site, so let's close out of this, it cuts off part of it because it's not in letter format, depending on your printer. If your printer can print out a long big map, then there's no problem, but my printer doesn't allow that. So you print it off this. As you can see, I could either print it off in 2 pages, which I could put together on a piece of paper, or I could print it out in one. So if I print it out in one, it flips it. This is what I get. I'll hit print, and it should come out. Like I said, I do this for my students mainly for trying to connect major concepts, and them actually be able to read it, because if I draw a concept map on the board, it's very hard for my students to read it. But the multicolors, that really draws their eye to it. You can see where it just maps out, here. I was talking with my hands, which I usually do when I teach without moving the mouse. As you can see here, it's branching out. When I printed this off, it does print out in a small format, but you can, if you have a document camera, you could easily show this on the document camera. But again, this is a good tool. Kind of time consuming. You do have to take that into consideration as well. Hopefully I did a good job sharing it. I don't really do a lot of, like I said, I don't really do a lot of tech demonstrations, so this was a good experience. So here's what you have. Here's a concept map if you're like English or social studies, or anything that you need your students to see the connections, or it could be just a good review. Here's the main topics, like what we talked about last class, all connecting back to the main concept. Alright, so hopefully this did a good job explaining and demonstrating to you. If you have any questions, there is the help button up here.